Hey, welcome back, we the people. This is chapter 10, verse 10, King James. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. Close quotation. Dr. York's translation. And I, Yochanan, took the little scroll, L's Quran, from the hand of Malachi Zadok, who is Melchizedek, in quotations, leader of the deities, supreme deity, close quotation, and ate it up so it became sweet in my mouth like honey, which is one of the miracle foods from the Most High, because it can purify and heal the body of ailments. But when I swallowed it after reading the Quran and digested its meaning, it became bitter in my belly after the truthfulness and reality of its words were grievous to Yochanan. Verse 11. Heading. John is told how he will prophesy again after the book of Revelation. Verse 11, chapter 10, verse 11, King James mistranslation. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Dr. York. And he, Malachi Zadok, said to me, and this is actually a quotation from Malachi Zadok himself, This a must for you, John, to prophesy again, meaning he not only had to receive and record the book of Revelation, but he also had to spread the word of the coming prophet who would receive the little scroll, L's Holy Quran, to nation and tribes and tongues and many rulers of people throughout the world. He also would record his on scroll for 2 years, the book of John. Now we're moving on to chapter 11. The heading of chapter 11 is, John is instructed by the messenger Malachi Zadok to measure the amount of true followers in the temple, the new tabernacle of the Most High, and of those who prostrate in it. Sending of the 2 witnesses, verse 1. Verse 1, King James mistranslation. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. Close quotation. Dr. York's translation. And I, John, son of Zebedee and Salome, was given a reed like a rod to measure the temple. And it was being said to me, in quotation, Stand up and take a survey in number and value, in brackets, sincerity, close brackets, of people of the holy tabernacle of the Most High, Anu, and also those who reside around the altar and the throne of the Heavenly One, who are the 24 elders, the 4 living creatures symbolic of the 4 world empires, the Lamb of El Elo, in brackets Eli, close brackets, the Messiah Jesus, and the Anunnaki Elohim Malachi Zadok, and the ones who worship inside of it, who are the 144,000 faithful. Verse 2, heading, John is told that those who have left the temple are to be left out of this count. They will not be counted as part of the 144,000. Verse 2, chapter 11, verse 2, King James Version. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. And the holy city shall they tread on the foot 42 months. Close quotation. Let's hear what the master teacher of this day and time Dr. York has to say about this verse. Reading on Dr. York's translation. So, as for the groups of people which are outside of the Holy Tabernacle, or those people who claim to be a part but won't come in the tabernacle because they have learned the truth, but the discipline is too much for them to live by. So discard them which are outside and don't do a survey on them, or don't count them, because they do not worship the Most High, nor hold firmly together as one unit, and can't give up the intoxicants. So indeed they have given themselves to the Gentile nation, those who don't read nor live by all the scriptures. The holy city they will fold it, meaning they will absorb the truth but will refuse to submit to the facts, and instead will step on it, trying to keep the truth from spreading that the Holy Tabernacle has the truth for 42 months, which is equivalent to 3.5 years, symbolic of the time when people won't find it necessary to live in the Holy Tabernacle of the Most High, because they will be too busy following after and living the lifestyle of the malevolent beings. All of those who stay outside of the tabernacle and aren't counted will suffer all the plagues that occur worldwide, while those who stay inside will be spared. Verse 3. Verse 3, King James mistranslation. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Close quotation. Dr. York's translation. And I, John, son of Zebedee, and Salome, will give to my 2 witnesses Moses, whose real name is Tob Adonijah, also called Thutmose III, and Ahmad, also called Muhammad, both being known as the sons of oil, in quotations, close quotation, were given the ability to predict, and both said someone was coming after them. This ability lasted for 1,260 days, equal to 42 months or 3.5 years. And upon them will be wool fabric, which is a garment of thick, coarse haircloth made from goat's hair. Verse 4, heading, the 2 witnesses, Moses and Muhammad, are introduced, and the power that each one possesses. Verse 4, King James Version. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. Close quotation. Dr. York's translation. These 2, the news bearers, Moses and Muhammad, known as, in quotation, sons of oil, close quotation, they are 2 olive trees. They are called, in quotation, sons of oil, close quotation, because they represent the source of light, of the truth, and the 2 candlesticks, the first being the congregation of Sardis, which is Judaism, and the second being Philadelphia, which is Al-Islam. In front of Theos of the planet Earth is the menorah. Verse 5. King James mistranslation. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in his manner be killed. Close quotation. Dr. York's translation. And if anyone wants to hurt these 2, Muhammad, in brackets Al-Islam, or Moses, in brackets Judaism, out of their mouths will come fire to swallow their enemies, being very successful in their respective battles for their homelands, Jerusalem and Mecca. If anyone wants to harm these 2, then it will be necessary for him to be killed like this by fire. We'll continue the reading of chapter 11, verse 6 on the other side, people. So see you on the other side.